Hello everybody, welcome to this week's Forex review with Great White FX for the 30th of October to the 5th of November 2022. So without taking so much of your time, let's get down to what we have going into the new week. So daylight saving time shift, what this means is that the market has moved forward by 1 hour. So for those of us in West African time, your 4 hour has now moved forward. So you would then have your first 4 hour by the day will be by 11. Then you move it forward like that. So the market will no longer start by 10 p.m. but instead by 11. So you just have to factor that in. So your first 4 hour by the day is going to start by 7 to 11. Then 3, then so forth. So that's the meaning. So, but if we look at the fundamental calendar, we can see we have a lot of news, and most of them are rate news. Tuesday, we have rate news for Aussie dollar. We have FOMC on Wednesday. Then we have rate news on pound on Thursday. And we have non-farm payrolls on Friday. So these are what we have going into the new week. So without taking so much of your time, let's get down to what we have for the week. So as always, we're going to start with the dollar with NASDAQ. So looking at NASDAQ, this is the daily range for NASDAQ. As you can see, price is still bearish. The order flow on the weekly is bearish. If we go to the daily, the order flow on the daily is looking bullish. This down candle is supporting price. As you can see, price is moving to the upside. Then if we go into the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price is making new highs and the highs are not breaking new lows. So that points to the fact that we're looking at a corrective move. If we zoom out on this, we can see that price is in a corrective move on the 4-hour. So what does that mean? It means that going into the new week, there is a possibility we might see a retracement and a rally in price on the NASDAQ. So if we put in our annotations, this is what we're going to have on the NASDAQ. So I believe that price might be coming to close this imbalance on NASDAQ. That's this high and this fair value gap here. So price may first pull back and then continue to the upside. So the next pair we're going to look at is the dollar index. Looking at the dollar index on the weekly, it's still bullish. Price is currently within this down candle, which is a bullish order block. Then if we go to the next pair, we can see that we have this structure point here, but we have a close below here, and price has found like support within here. So on the daily, we're seeing slight lower lows. We're seeing a bearish setup on the daily time frame. So if we go into the 4-hour, it's very, very obvious. It's clearer on the 4-hour time frame. You can see this is the daily range on the 4-hour. We have this high and we have this low. So on the 4-hour, we are looking at a bearish setup. So there's a possibility that if you look closely, we can see that there's a 4-hour order block. Price rejected from this here. So if this order block here on the 4-hour holds price as support, there's a possibility we might see price run up here. Then if price gets rejected from here, then we might see a continuation to the downside, probably towards this low or this imbalance here. So on the lower time frame, that is the 4-hour and the 1-hour, we have a bearish situation on the dollar index. We have a bearish situation on the dollar index. We have a bearish break in market structure here. So there's a possibility price may retrace, then continue back to the downside. So for the dollar index, you watch this order block on the 4-hour. If it holds price, then you know that price may break this and run up towards the structure. But if this fails, then there's a possibility we might see a lower moving price. So the next we are going to be looking at is Euro USD. So looking at the Euro USD, long term, this is on the downside. Long term, it's bearish on the downside. If we look at it on the weekly, daily time frame, we have a bullish break here. We have a bullish break in market structure here. And if we this daily range from this point to this point, price is almost at the 79% retracement. Friday's candle didn't close. We had an indecision candle on Friday. So going into the new week, what are we expecting? If we look at this, price is within this order block, daily order block with fair value gap. So if we look at this, what are we expecting going into the new week? This structure point here has been broken on price as well as this. So now this question is, what will price do? Is price going to rally to drop and continue back to the upside? Or will it rally first, maybe sweep this area, then move a little bit deeper into here before moving lower? But that's what we'll have to wait and see on Monday. But for now, the Euro USD has a bullish retracement on the 4-hour. So any dip on this pair might be an opportunity for a long. Because if we go back to the daily time frame, you are deep in premium, so you don't want to be taking a long here. So the best on this pair is to wait for it to drop. If it drops and gives a bullish, that's between this 97.04 to 1.0937, you wait within here for a bullish setup and a continuation for this as first target and probably this as second target. So that's it for the Euro USD. The next one we are going to look at is GBPUSD. The GBPUSD is still on the higher time frame, it's on the downside. On the higher time frame, it's on the downside. That's on the weekly. If we go into the daily time frame, we can see that we have a break above this high. But price is still within this daily bearish order block here on the daily time frame. And that's where we have price now. So if we are to go down to the 4-hour time frame, you can see there's a big imbalance here on the 4-hour that price is within. So there's a possibility that this may drop. We have another block here. Note this other block. If it drops into this other block and finds support, then we might see price run for 1.1738. We might see price run for that. But if it breaks this, then price may correct deeper into this range. That's from 1.1060 to 1.1645. That's the daily range on the far. So if price dips and gives bullish evidence either here or here, then you might take a long position for this as first target and this as second target. And the next one we're going to look at is gold. Gold on the higher time frame is still tilted to the downside. But if you look at something on gold, there is a level here that price is refusing to close below on the weekly. If we go into the daily time frame, well, it's still looking bearish. Price has not been able to go above this bearish order block on the daily time frame. If we move into the 4-hour time frame, it's looking different. The 4-hour time frame is posting a bit of a corrective run. We have this low, we have this swing high, then we have a lower low that broke this swing high. And since then, the highs have not been able to make a new solid low. If you look at this on the 4-hour time frame, price did not close below here. It just spiked it. And we have a bullish close above it. So there's a large possibility that this may rally to the upside. Let's go down to the 1 hour. There's something I want to show on the 1 hour. Now, this formation here, this is a bullish breaker. Now, this, like I said last week, this down last up candle is the last buying point before this move. If you extend from this low to this high, the 50% is where price is currently sitting above. The first time it came there, it created a move and it's back there. Now, if you look at this on the 1 hour, you have an order block here. So there are two things here. Either price drops and sweeps these almost equal lows and continues to the upside, or this order block gives support and then price continues to the upside. But for now, there is a tendency that gold may rally up before continuing back to the downside. So that's the situation we have on gold. So the next one we are going to be looking at is EURGBP. So the EURGBP for now is bearish. On the higher time frame, we have a bullish breaking market structure, but for now, price is retracing. It's retracing. If you look at this, we have what looks like equal lows here, and this imbalance here on the weekly. And if you look at price, it's making new lows. The highs are breaking previous lows and closing below it, but it didn't close below this. So that gives us reason for a little bit of concern that there's a possibility we might see a little bit of a steep retracement and then a move back down on this pair. So if we go down to the 4-hour time frame on this pair, you can see that pricing basically closed well below it. So there's a possibility this may rally before continuing back to the downside. And if it is to continue down, where would it likely come to? There's this swing low here. Price has not taken liquidity below it, and then there's this fair value gap here. So this might be the likely draw on liquidity if price rallies and continues back down on the EURGBP. But we have to understand that we have GBP rate news this week. So that might cause this pair to at least correct a bit, because those that will be selling will lighten their positions, and that might cause a retracement on this pair. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is GBPCHF. This pair for now is long term is bearish, but for now he's in a steep retracement. And if you look at price now, price is at this structure point here, fair value gap plus order block. That's where price is at the weekly. If you look at it on the 1 hour, there was a consolidation before this impulse. Price is right back into that zone. Then remember the daily fair value gap plus order block. And if you look at price, there is a fair value gap here that price has just basically closed. So looking at this pair, although this pair is still bullish, you would need to wait for a retracement and a continuation back to the upside. And if it is, then most likely the first drawn liquidity is going to be 1.1723. But if you have a break in structure on this 4-hour time frame that's below here, then we might see a temporary top here. Then price may come for this equal lows here. That's the situation we have on this pair. But for now, this pair is still bullish. So the last we're going to look at is pound yen. So for this pair, pound yen is still slightly very bullish. Still slightly very bullish for now. But price is within a weekly order block. Within a bearish order block, as you can see, these two last up candles before this down move. That's where price is currently at the moment. We have a break above this and a close above it. If we go down to the daily time frame, we have an expansion and we have this other block on the daily. So there's a possibility that price may retrace a bit before continuing back to the upside. So for this pair, what you need to wait for is, see the high. If price makes a swing high here, you pick this low to this high, or you can pick this low to this high, then wait for the retracement and a continuation back to the upside. That is, if this structural low is not broken to the downside. As long as this structural low at 1.168.77 is not broken, then this pair might continue to the downside. But if this gets broken, then you wait for a retracement, then see if price will come down to either of these structure points. But for now, the GBPJPY still has a bullish setup, GBPCHF bullish setup, EURGBP bearish, gold is neutral for now, GBPUSD still looking bearish, EURUSD, GBPUSD is bullish, but there's a possibility we might see a little bit of a retracement on it. EURUSD is bullish, but it's at a premium level. The dollar index might retrace a bit before moving. The dollar index is on the lower time frame, has a bearish setup. So the NASDAQ 100 still has a bullish setup. It might retrace a bit before continuing back to the upside. So I thank everybody, and I wish you all a blessed new month ahead and a beautiful trading week. Thank you all.